40s, dance, Latin, country, pop, rock and roll, all at one station. 91.1 FM, The Boss.
Welcome to The Legal Fix, a new age radio show brought to you by the Tough Law Firm. We're the toughest law firm in town, with the toughest lawyers around answering your toughest legal questions. Welcome to The Legal Fix.
The Legal Fix.
I'm your host, super lawyer G.I. Jerome, Jeremy Hall, and I'm here today with my co-host, Boy Wonder, Brandon Riley.
Malfunction.
And we are down a man today. Bruce Tuff, the big deal, our fearless leader, has been working very hard on a successful anti-incorporation election in the Woodlands. And he will not be joining us today. But here with us today is our very special guest, Miss Echo Hutson.
Echo Hutson.
She is the domestic violence chief prosecutor for the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office, and she's also a candidate for judge in County Court at Law number 4. And she will be talking to us about the election today. We're also going to discuss the election results from Tuesday, November 2nd. And Echo is going to talk to us about criminal law here in Montgomery County and our court system. And BW is going to talk to us about gerrymandering and what's in store for the upcoming election next year.
Not to be confused with geriatrics.
Not to be confused. It's not for old people.
It's a good distinction.
It's for voting redistricting. And Echo will be on the ballot once we figure all that out.
Very good.
Welcome.
Yeah, so welcome to the Legal Fix.
Thank y'all so much for having me.
Honored to have you on the show.
We
And
are.
we love your sunglasses.
Thank you.
Those are nice.
Thank you. I had to go through my stash and pick out just the right pair for y'all.
I assume that means you've watched a few episodes.
I have.
So you know the hot seat is coming.
I know. I'm ready.
She's ready. So tell us a little bit. She will be. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am currently the chief of the Domestic Violence Division.
The chief.
I am, and not quite that kind of chief, but I'm the chief prosecutor of the Domestic Violence Division over at the Montgomery County District Attorney's Office. So my boss is Brett Ligon. I started there in 2009, and I have spent most of my career there as a prosecutor. I did a little bit of family law and criminal law in the middle, and then Brett said, "Come back, I need you to do more domestic violence." So I came back.
It's a good feeling to be wanted, right?
It is. It was very validating.
So why did you go to law school?
Well, I tell you, I worked in undergrad at the U.S. Attorney's Office near my college, and so I was just kind of an admin legal assistant.
Where was that?
In Anchorage, Alaska.
Anchorage,
Yeah.
Alaska. That's
Oh,
where
man.
my mom was born.
Yeah. Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
That is a great place to go to school because you get to go out and get out in the world and go hiking, and we climbed mountains and camped and fished. It was a really great place to be. So.
You can do that like 3 weeks out of the year there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
When it's not
it
6 foot of
depends
snow.
on. Yeah, if you want to
Dark
go on
in
top
the
of the
day.
snow or when there's no snow, it kind of limits your outdoor access. But
Have you ever seen the Yeti?
in person,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
Love Yetis.
Yeah.
It's going
It's a
on the
good
pets
cooler.
list.
It's a good cooler.
I was like, do you mean like a Yeti cup? Because I have those. Yeah.
Yeah. No, the
Tell us
abominable snowman.
Tell us a little bit about some of your favorite cases that you've worked on.
Oh, man. So, domestic violence cases, they're hard. There's often situations where victims are too scared to come in, too scared to participate. So they can be really hard. So I don't know if, favorite is kind of the word, but there's some really, really good results that we've gotten for people in our domestic violence division. But it's I always tell my trial team when we start court, you never know what's going to happen. You don't know what your witness is going to say on the stand, or what the evidence is really going to be. So I always tell them, like, can you hear the circus music? Like, do 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 do.
Yeah.
That's like my music theme in my head during trials. So.
You actually recently had a very big win. Is that correct?
Yes, that was last week.
Can you share anything about that?
Yeah, absolutely. Defendant was Roy Kirtley. Is that the one
Yes,
that
ma'am,
you're talking
yeah.
about? Yeah.
I think that's
so
the one.
he actually had 5 pending felony charges. We went forward on 4 of them at trial. So it was an aggravated assault, family violence, strangulation, family violence, an assault bodily injury with prior family violence conviction, and then a felon in possession of a weapon and a firearm. So we tried all of those at once.
My goodness.
It made for a big week. Yeah, lots of witnesses. We had like DNA and video where there was like this dash cam video from a private vehicle in front of the house that captured a whole lot of the offense. And so
Wow.
the jury really had a lot to work with. They came back in about 2 hours, a little over 2 hours, with guilties on all 4. Punished
Wow.
him between 25 and 60 years on each count.
And which
Decisive.
court was that in?
221st, Judge Lisa Mychok. That's where the
Okay.
felony domestic violence docket is. That's where all of my cases are.
And
Shout out Judge
help the jury
Mychok.
out a
Judge
little. I
Mychok.
think I grew up watching like Matlock and Boston Legal and these other things where there's a incident that occurs, and then within 15 minutes of that show, the case is tried.
Right.
What is the
Solved.
Or like
process?
CSI when it all happens in an hour.
Yeah. So what is the process for preparing and prosecuting such a high-level felony case?
Wow. So it takes a little bit of time. And COVID slowed everything down in the court system. So this
Right.
one took longer than normal for us. It was a couple of years old by the time we got to try it. But usually it's less than a year. We operate on an accelerated docket in domestic violence, and that's important for victims. But that, I just think that, I'm sorry, I lost your question.
Tell us a little bit more about the
The
process
trial
the prosecutor
Oh,
goes
man.
through in preparing
Right.
the witnesses, the evidence.
Right. So it
Your
depends, first of all, if your
cross-examination.
victim wants to talk to you, whether you get to meet with them before trial. That's kind of why sometimes you're putting someone on the stand that you haven't talked to really about the case. You just know what's, was originally said in the offense report. If you have medical records, we try to call in something to corroborate that victim's statement.
So you really need
So-
to have the battery charged up on your cross-examination tablet, because there's a lot of different ways
sometimes
that could
direct
go.
examination is
Jerome is
cross-examination.
Jerome
Right.
is making fun of me for not having my computer on at the start of trial and having to use my phone and explain to the judge why I was on my cell phone.
I
So,
may have
thank you
watched
for
that episode and saw that story, and it did. I very much felt for you, because there's oftentimes in court when you're pulling something out of a box, or you're looking for that right piece of evidence, or you're looking for your summary of something, and you can't find it, and you're sitting there in front of a jury going, okay,
Yeah.
I really do know what I'm doing.
Yeah, on stage.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking.
It is.
So tell us, what brought you to Texas?
Well, I wanted to be a prosecutor. I went to law school to be a prosecutor. There was a case I worked in undergrad that actually ended up on Dateline NBC, and I was only just an intern, so I didn't have a huge part of it. But it was a cold case. It was a murder, arson, rape case that was solved, and I got to be part of that. So I wanted to be a prosecutor, and Texas was hiring. I came down. I actually started in El Paso, started working there, and decided that El Paso was not a good place to be. There's a lot of things coming across the border there that are very concerning, and being a prosecutor in El Paso was a little bit
Dangerous.
scary. Yeah.
Is that where
So-
Beethoven is? Beto?
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
He's
skater
he's
punk.
over there.
Yeah.
He
He's
was a
okay.
skater
Yeah.
punk.
Yeah, Jimmy Carmine. Look
Well,
at
isn't
I don't
his
think I
name
ran into him when I
Robert
was there. though.
Francis O'Rourke, though?
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. I was trying to rack my brain if I ever met him, but I don't think so. I was only there for about a year, and then
You probably prosecuted him.
I mean,
I prosecute a lot of people, maybe.
I can neither confirm nor deny. I have no memory.
No memory.
No, so I came to Montgomery County in 2009, right when Brett Ligon was elected. I was in that first crew of people that he hired after taking office, and so I was what we call a baby prosecutor with a bunch of people that
Isn't
year.
it true that you were a baby prosecutor with the Honorable Judge Vince Santini?
I was. So Vince came on just a couple of months, I think a few months after I started, and so he was there. I think I had been promoted one level above him, and so we tried a lot of those misdemeanor cases at the same time, worked our way up.
So would you call him a big baby?
No, I wouldn't call him that. Vince is
Not on the air.
Not on air.
no, he's one of those people that's just fearless in the courtroom, and he was really, really a pleasure to work with in the DA's office. He just has that attitude that, like, you know,
And you
nothing's
had shared a
gonna
little
stop
off
him.
air. He had special privileges came with working with him, right?
Yes, so we call her Mama Santini. Yes, and she would come to all of his trials when he was in misdemeanor. I think she may have come to his felony trials too, but then by then I was in special divisions and kind of different parts of the office. But she would come and she would, you know, we would eat lunch together and hang out in his office, and she's
Mama
wonderful.
Santini, this is an open offer. Anytime you want to come on air, bring food and you're invited.
Mama Santini.
Mama
Right? So you have
Santini.
to call her Mama Santini. She is a force to be reckoned with. She's wonderful.
That's very good.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're running low on time in this first segment, but when we come back, we're going to put Echo on the hot seat for a rapid-fire cross-examination where she will be crushed.
She will be crushed.
You have big
Crushed.
plans to crush me.
Yes.
We'll see.
We will see you after the break.
I'm Bruce Tuff, principal of the Tuff Law Firm. We are a full-service law firm serving the greater Woodlands area and the greater Houston area. Contact us at 281-681-0808. We're tough for you.
Ask for your favorite songs using WhatsApp. The number 936-900-2381.
We all want to protect what we love. And we know that child safety seats and seatbelts save lives. Yet 3 out of 4 kids aren't buckled in correctly. And in 2016, 42% of Texas teens who died in crashes weren't wearing a seatbelt. Don't be a statistic. If you love it, click it. That includes you, too. Buckle up. Every rider, every ride.
Welcome back to the Legal Fix.
Legal Fix.
I'm your host, Jeremy Hall, here with Boy Wonder, Brandon Riley, and Echo Hutson.
Echo Hutson.
Chief Prosecutor, Montgomery County District Attorney's Office. Today we're talking about the election results. November 2nd, we just had a big incorporation election in the Woodlands.
Yeah.
It was huge. Overwhelmingly,
Super
the
majority.
residents of the Woodlands voted against incorporation 2-1.
Yeah.
We're also talking about the criminal law court system, the justice system, with Echo Hutson, and we'll be
Echo
talking
Hutson.
about her upcoming election, gerrymandering, how you can vote next year, 2022. But now it's time for the hot seat. So we are going to put Echo on the hot seat. She's seen the hot seat. She thinks she's ready for the hot seat.
I don't know
her
if I'm
shades.
ready. I just know what's coming a little bit here.
This is basically an accelerated get-to-know-you exercise.
Okay.
The goal is to
designed-
answer as many questions as fast as you can with the fewest words.
Okay.
And just to give you a little metric
It's
of
hard
comparison.
for lawyers. Few words.
Few words is hard
Hard.
for warriors. For warriors.
Also warriors.
Also warriors. But the rapid fire response should
that's
be right
good.
up your alley.
Okay.
So a couple of records to keep in mind. Paula Hughes, even with her penalty time for passing, you get one pass.
One free pass.
One pass.
One
Okay.
free pass. Everything else you have to answer. Even with passing 4 times and getting penalized, Paolo
Penalized.
answered 40 questions in 2 minutes and 25
Paolo
seconds.
Alto.
I said penalized in a closing statement once.
Penalized?
Penalized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a mispronunciation?
No.
Tomato, tomato.
I think it's correct either way.
You will be penalized.
Yeah.
In
Sounds
Texas, it's penalized.
I know.
disappointed
I know.
parent.
And then I said it, and then I was corrected.
Without further delay,
Voir
Echo
dire.
Hutson. Time for your swearing in. State your full name for the record.
Echo Hutson.
Echo.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and your version of the truth to answer as many questions as fast as you can with the fewest words?
I do.
She's ready.
She's ready.
How do you spell Echo?
ECHO.
Echo.
Are you related to the Echo from Alpha Bravo Charlie Delta Echo Foxtrot Lima?
Yes.
How about Echo the Dolphin?
No.
Underwater cage.
I wish.
Tricks
There's money
for
to be made.
treats. Great chick say what? What?
What?
Is there an echo in here? Hey, give us your best echo joke.
What was that again?
Nice.
So the stadium is packed and it's time for the starting lineup. Play the PA announcer and introduce yourself.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here with all of your domestic violence information is Echo Hutson.
Yeah! Echo.
Isn't it true that you grew up in a small agricultural town called Walla Walla, Washington?
Yes, I am Echo from Walla Walla.
Is
Walla
that
Walla.
why you got named Echo? Walla
It is
Walla?
not, but I wish it were.
Sounds related. Were you a good kid?
I was.
How old were you when you got your ears pierced?
8.
Are you a patriot?
A patriot.
George Mason?
Is that really a question?
Are you a patriot?
Yes.
Two-way patriot.
Double
Yes.
Do you
patriot.
also
Double patriot.
do you also identify as a sea wolf?
Yes, I do.
What's the sea wolf rally cry?
I have no idea.
How about the
Something to
Patriots?
do with hockey, though.
Hockey?
Yeah.
Patriot rally cry?
No, the Seawolves.
What's the Patriot rally cry?
America?
Sports.
America. What's G. Mason University's motto?
I don't know. So I went to the law school, so it had something very legal attached to it.
Freedom and learning?
Probably.
Were you a sorority girl?
No.
What's your weight?
More than it should be.
What's your God-given hair color?
Blonde. This is it.
Have you ever received a permanent...
Permanent.
Have you ever
You ever received a permanent?
Like a hair perm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably when I was 8.
What kind of hair product do you use?
Definitely shampoo and conditioner.
Have you ever dated a guy with a pencil stash?
No, that's a negative ghostwriter.
How about a bristle brush?
Broom stash?
No.
How about a limited edition Walt Disney lifetime warranty street sweeper stash?
I
Ro-
wish.
a
Now
ro-
that I know about that.
A real
Real
thick
bristler.
guy. Yeah. Okay. For Halloween, will you go as Legally Blonde, Elle Woodsey?
I could. I was thinking Lady Justice.
What about Kim Basinger as Eminem's mom?
Yeah. 8 Mile.
Oh, in 8 Mile? I don't know. She's kind of rough in 8 Mile. I like LA Confidential better.
How about Andrea Kolsky from Justice is Blind, the hit radio show?
All day.
Teaching blind kids
Justice
about
Yes.
the law.
Yes.
Justice is Blind. Good. How many kids do you have?
I have 2.
Name and ages.
Austin, 23. Edric, he's 8.
Wow.
16 years apart.
16 years apart. Very good. And who's your favorite?
You can't say that on the air.
But you do have a favorite.
Not really, actually.
Isn't it true you and Edric take Taekwondo?
Yes.
What belt are you?
I am a blue stripe belt.
Blue stripe belt. Which, between Brandon and I, which one of us do you think you could take? Whose butt could you kick?
Both.
Fighting words. Do you have a will?
Yes.
Do you have a prenup?
No.
How much money will it take for you to retire?
Too much. I want to retire very comfortably.
What's the most humble job you've ever had?
The most humble? Secretary?
How often do you check social media?
Every day.
What apps do you use?
Facebook.
Do you post, comment, or just troll the threads?
Yes.
Have you cried in the last year?
Yes.
Month?
Yes.
Week?
Yes.
Day?
No.
Why not?
Why not today?
Yeah.
I didn't win my trial today.
Makes sense. Sum up your life philosophy in a word or phrase.
Integrity matters.
One thing people don't know about you that you want them to know.
I don't know. I'm a pretty open book. I like to sing.
Isn't it true you're the chief prosecutor?
The chief prosecutor?
The chief. Are you a chief?
A chief.
A chief.
Yes.
Aren't you afraid you'll be canceled like the Washington football team or the Cleveland Galaxies?
I don't know. I don't think the prosecutor part gets canceled. Just the chief part.
The chief. Let's cancel the chief
Yeah,
part.
they're just going to take the title and still make me do the work.
As a prosecutor, who is your client?
The state of Texas.
It's not the victim?
So the victim is a witness.
The police.
The police are not my client. No,
What
they're
about the
witnesses.
mayor?
Gordy Bunch.
Well, it depends on if he's a
You got to do what
state
he
of
says.
Texas. Yeah.
Just going to incorporate you. Isn't it true you created a multidisciplinary prosecution team to hunt the most dangerous criminals in America?
I did. We're like the sniper team of Montgomery County for domestic violence offenders.
The Heal Life Avengers.
MoCo Team 1.
Which one are you, Tony Stark or Samuel L. Jackson?
I'm going to have to go with Tony Stark.
Who bats lead off for you guys?
Who bats lead off?
Yeah.
That would be me.
Very good. Isn't it true you specialize in high lethality, intimate partner
Yes.
felons?
Yes.
What is that? Is that like if the Legal Fix Intimate Partners had a Mexican standoff and we
Yeah.
all pulled the trigger and
Yeah.
shot each other and
Yeah.
then you would prosecute all of us?
Probably.
Okay.
Well, I'd prosecute whoever was the first aggressor. The other one would be defending himself.
Mexican standoff is simultaneous, I think.
Sounds like a
By
Wisconsin
definition.
case
It's a tough
going
case.
on right now. The
That's a tough
Rittenhouse
one.
case.
Sounds like it's going to a jury
Kyle.
trial, guys.
Bless his
Do you
heart.
consider yourself a big game hunter?
In my job, yeah.
What's your most memorable trophy?
What's your biggest scalp?
Life sentences.
Life sentences.
Yeah.
Have you ever had your sights trained on a family member and then had to accuse yourself?
Accuse myself?
Yeah, like step aside because it was
Recuse
family. Okay, tomato.
Well, I don't like being accused. Having to recuse myself. No, usually we do a lot of conflicts checks at the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Go ahead.
Do you use 23andMe for those checks?
No, I don't. That's a good question, though.
Consanguinity.
Haven't been asked.
Isn't it true you were
Consanguinity.
undefeated in trial for over a year in 2011 and 2012?
Yes, when we started the division, I was undefeated.
Who knocked you off?
Yeah, who crushed you?
Who put you in your place?
I don't remember. I just know that they were super impressed I went a year without a loss. It's a
Isn't
lot
it
in family
impressive?
violence, yeah.
Isn't it true you won the Trial Dog Award for the most family violence trials?
I did. It was for the most trials.
So you're like a real trial dog, eh?
Yeah.
Dog.
Oof.
Yeah, give us your best dog bark or howl.
Oh! Trial dog. How many cases have you tried?
I think contested, it's close to 80 with
How-
witnesses.
Well, how many have you won?
I have no idea. It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Big-
still undefeated in the felony world, too.
Big deal. So am I.
Yeah.
And I've tried hundreds of cases.
Thousands.
I've won hundreds.
Bruce
I love
Bruce has
it.
tried millions. He's tried millions.
I love
He's
it.
tried a lot.
Yeah.
Hey, it says here in your bio you're on call 24/7 to accept domestic violence charges.
I am. And
Really?
luckily, no one's called right now, but yeah.
You're
law
available
enforcement
around the
calls me.
clock?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
What's your number?
For law enforcement.
What's the best kept secret at the DA's office?
I don't think they've told me that even.
Who at the DA's office spends the most time in the mirror?
Oh,
Brett?
we don't have mirrors.
Okay.
What's the meanest thing you've said at trial?
The meanest thing?
Meanest.
Man, I'm pretty polite in trial.
Well, have you ever made a defendant cry?
Oh, yeah.
So you're obviously the top dog prosecutor. Who's the number 2 dog?
Right now, Tamara Tyler is in my division.
Tamara, number 2 dog.
Tamara.
Who's your favorite defense counsel?
Oh, man. I have a list. I'm very friendly with defense.
Name one that you like.
Well, I just tried a case with Tay Bond. He's fantastic.
Okay. Who's your
Um,
least favorite?
Probably someone from another county.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you could be
Outsider.
anything other than a big game hunter, what would you be?
You mean as a prosecutor? Something else?
Correct.
Let's go with famous singer.
Oh. What kind of music?
genre?
What genre? I love to do like blues rock.
Okay.
Okay.
The next Taylor Swift. Why should I vote for you for County Court 4?
Well, I'm going to tell you, I have more domestic violence experience than anyone. That is the domestic violence court. So that's my specialty. Judge Turner is the judge that's retiring from that bench, so it's an open bench.
But can I keep my phone on in court? Can I play Candy Crush?
Can I wear
If it
short
gets
shorts?
boring.
What
So
about
I
jorts or
Don't
cargo
think
shorts?
shorts. No.
Do we have to wear masks?
No.
Okay.
Can
Good.
I chew gum?
Okay. Bruce is voting for
If
you.
you're quiet about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
No
But Candy
smacking.
Crush, I mean, I'm not offended by Candy Crush.
What's your favorite lawyer movie or show?
My cousin Vinny.
My Cousin Vinny.
Nice.
And what's your favorite place that you've ever been to?
Gosh, I have to actually say the Pacific Northwest, the Salmon River.
Salmon. What's your top unchecked bucket list item?
I want to go to Austria.
Nice. Austria. St. Anton
Yeah.
is awesome.
Yeah.
What's the fastest you've ever gone in a car?
Fastest I've ever gone? Probably over 120.
One food for life, what would you eat?
Cheese.
What's a better pet, a sea wolf or a sea lion?
Sea wolf. It's a mythical creature, so I can make it whatever I want it.
Yeah, those are sweet.
Who's smarter, you or Echo the dolphin?
Definitely me.
You or Ligon?
Dolphins are smart.
Oh, I don't know. Brett Ligon's pretty smart.
Ligon or Harden?
Oh, man. I don't know. I've never compared those two.
Harden or Busby?
Good grief, y'all.
Okay, 100
Deshaun
yard
Watson's
swim.
career is on the line here. We need an answer.
We need an answer. 100-yard swim, you versus Echo the dolphin.
'Kay.
Freedom of Echo the dolphin is on the line. Do you let them win?
Them.
If.
It's not a he or she.
Yeah,
They
it's a
don't
them. It
identify
identifies
he
as
or
a
she.
them. Yeah, they're unisex.
Oh, my goodness.
Dolphins
I
are
didn't know
smart.
Echo
Yeah.
the Dolphin. Isn't
Yeah.
it spelled different, too? ECCO?
Echo.
Oh, No, I
Echo,
think
the dolphin?
they spell it like you.
No?
It spells
Okay.
it like you.
If it's my freedom or the dolphin's
The
freedom?
dolphin's freedom. It's
Yes.
a caged animal.
But if I lose,
Lives at
then
SeaWorld.
I'm still free?
No, if you lose, you go to
Potentially,
jail.
no.
Oh, wow. I gotta.
Yeah, dolphin stays caged. Okay,
Yeah,
that's our answer. Okay, would you rather watch the Kate McKinnon Verizon commercial on repeat or be strapped to a low voltage clean energy electric chair with organ harvesting available upon request?
I'm going to go with the electric chair.
Hey, that's a good choice.
Yeah.
The tagline is, "You've been kicked off the planet. On your way out, won't you help us save it?"
Green energy all the way. Would you rather drink the blood of criminals with Gordy Bunch or saw up the bones of convicted killers with Dr. Shelley Shakula Gibbs?
Is she a surgeon?
I
my
think
goodness.
that she is a theoretical doctor.
Is this a Halloween question?
Yes. It's a criminal
Dun, dun,
prosecution
dun.
question.
Blood or bones?
Consequences. Has to do with sentencing.
She passed. That's your
Yeah, I'm
one
going to have to pass on that one.
Rusty
I'm not sure I can answer that
Hardin,
one.
Question of the
Tony
year.
Busby.
Okay. Sorry.
Rusty Hardin or Tony Busby?
Didn't
Which
I already
one?
pass
No,
on
who do you
that?
like
would you
more?
pick?
Who do you like more?
If you were going to pick your attorney.
Hard B.
Hard B.
Hard B,
Okay.
both of them.
So why does Deshaun Watson need so many massages?
I'm going to say he's just a really needy person who doesn't really understand his true needs, so he takes it out on the massage artist.
Yeah, wow, that's a great
very
answer.
good answer.
That's
Probably
a
the
great
best one
answer.
we've gotten yet.
Final
So,
question.
Final question.
Did you love the hot seat?
Oh my gosh, it was way more fun than I thought it would be.
Atta girl, good job. Echo Hutson, everybody. Excellent job.
I couldn't read my notes. I had to take off my shades.
Oh man.
Wow. Well, Boy Wonder,
Tell us about the election results. So, you guys don't know this, but G.I. Jerome went to Wharton Business School. Is that right? Horton?
Yeah, Horton.
Horton.
In Pennsylvania?
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. University of Pennsylvania, Wharton School of Business.
And so he's really good at math, and he does all of these analysis charts on everything, from jury results down to election results. And you've got some really interesting numbers for us regarding the November 2nd election, correct?
I do. I think in the third segment, when we come back, I'm going to give you my top 10 takeaways, top 10 conclusions of the election data.
So, we have quite a bit to cover, and we have very limited time, it sounds like. And I believe we were going to ask you, do you know when you're up for election, or when?
Yes, so my general election is going to be November 8th of 2022. So we're looking at the Republican primaries. Right now it's set for March, depending on if the lawsuits going against the redistricting are upheld.
Okay.
Yeah, and so just to cover this quickly for the audience, redistricting and gerrymandering, these are two synonymous words that have very different meanings. But redistricting, every 10 years we have a census. The census goes to the states after it's completed, and the states realign the districts based upon the population. But what actually happens is that whoever's in power at the time in that legislature in each state redistricts in a way that is best suited for their political party's needs, and they attempt to do so in a way that would not offend race, religion, or other things that would be considered against the 14th and 15th Amendment as a way to suppress votes.
Right.
And so every year, every 10 years, we have redistricting, and then that redistricting leads to what we call gerrymandering, which is not gerry meandering down the road, but an attempt to create these really weird districts whereby they pull in certain unwanted votes and maintain a majority of the wanted votes. So if you're a Republican, majority Republican districts. If you're a Democrat, majority Democrat districts. And so what happens is, as soon as it's completed, lawsuits come out from the opposing party, attempting to strike down the method in which the districts were drawn.
Yes.
And so that's what you're discussing when you say depending on the lawsuits on redistricting.
Yes. Now, it is constitutional. The courts have held that it's constitutional for the redistricting to be drawn for political purposes, which is what, our state legislature has said that's why. But then the lawsuits say, oh no, it's got an unconstitutional purpose, which is usually racially discriminatory. So that's what the lawsuit's going to be about.
That's what they're talking about in Houston right now.
Yep. That's right.
And hopefully we're going to have that figured out by when?
March 1st is the primary.
March 1st of next year.
Yeah, if they come back and they would have to reopen the ballot, and so then it would push the primary back.
We don't want that.
No.
Everybody spends more money. People get worn out.
People forget about you. How
That's all in
can we
March.
find
No
out
one's
more
gonna
about
forget
your
me.
election?
So my webpage is electecho.com. ElectEcho.com.
Electecho.com.
You can go there. You can
Buy a
find
vowel.
out about me and what I do for a living and what I plan to do when I'm on the bench. And just get to know. I've got pictures of my family on there.
Beautiful website.
What a
Yeah,
beautiful
thank
website.
you. Thank you.
Judge for County Court at Law number 4.
County Court
Welcome.
4.
Okay, I'm going to dive
We've run
in.
over time, so if
Okay.
you want to dive into your election results, it's all you, my
Let me
friend.
dive into the results, and then we can figure out why gerrymandering is so important. Because these races are won and lost based off of important decisions, political strategy. How did it play out in this election? So, top 10 conclusions from
Top
this
10.
election. Number 1, this was a big election, very important in the Woodlands. There's a 4-year election cycle. 2017 was the last time we were at this point in the cycle. We had more
Your election year after a presidential election.
after a president. So there's the presidential, that's the highest. Then there's the midterm, that's the second highest. And then we got the 2 in betweens. This cycle is the 4th highest, the lowest point in the cycle.
We call
had
that a down ballot,
a
right?
down year. So we had as many votes this year in a down year as we do in a midterm election. So
Wow.
the second highest
in the Woodlands proper.
in the Woodlands. It was big everywhere, but 24,000 people came out to vote in the Woodlands Township Incorporation election.
All
And
about the
incorporation
incorporation.
was the driving force. There was nothing else on the ballot. And that
A
is
couple constitutional amendments.
Yeah.
right. And that
Those don't usually draw
They
people
don't
out.
draw. They don't.
they're important, but they don't draw out a whole lot of people. So that's 6 times the turnout that we saw in 2017. And here's the most astounding fact. That is 11%, 10% above the average turnout over the last 4 years. So supposed to be a low election, ended up being an extremely high election,
Thank you, Gordy
exponentially.
Bunch.
People were very opinionated.
People were
They
very
were.
opinionated about elections. So the results 2-1 against, 2 votes against for every 1 vote for. Gordy Bunch needs another 4,200 votes for incorporation to win incorporation. And that tells me he got 8,000 votes this time. He's 4,000 away. He's 2/3 of the way to incorporating the Woodlands. I'm encouraged by that if I'm pro-incorporation.
I think he will be. I do think he is encouraged. I don't know how long they can keep up the false campaign. That's the question. I've heard they want to put it on May, put it on this next election cycle.
I wouldn't be surprised. It was a very strong turnout on both sides. Against was really strong in the mail, overwhelming support for against the mail, and in early. Against already had a 4,600 vote lead after early voting closed.
Wow.
More votes were cast on both sides in early voting than in the entire election combined last time in 2017. 4 was very strong on the day. They got about half their votes out on election day, really strong push, and obviously in Harris County. The Montgomery County voters love to vote early, way higher than in Harris County, but they're niche-niched on mail. Harris County votes about 22% mail. Montgomery County is 7% mail, so we don't like our mail.
That's very interesting. I wonder why that is.
Yeah, and if you're going to allocate your manpower for early voting, Harris County brings in about 10% of what Montgomery County brings in early voting. So on each day of early voting, there's about 1,000 people that vote at South County. There's about 102 people that vote in the Woodlands at the
that's a big
Harris County
difference.
location. That's 106 voters per hour that you'll be talking to at the polls at South County versus 9
Maris
in
talked
Harris.
to every one of them when I was there.
Yeah, she
She
106 per hour.
Short line, God bless, go Astros. That's
Yeah.
her catchphrase.
Yeah. So that's my top 10 takeaways from the election. Overwhelming victory for the against side, overwhelming turnout. People care about the future of the Woodlands.
I like to see
I think
people
that's-
turning out and
I
voting.
think that's great. Educated
Yeah.
voters make informed decisions, and they're always good choices in my mind.
Amen to that. Well, that's all we have for you this week on The Legal Fix. I am your
Fix.
special guest host, Jeremy Hall, the super
Jerome.
lawyer, G.I. Jerome, government-issued golden boy, all that stuff.
Government-issued
I'm
golden
here
boy.
with Boy Wonder Brandon Riley and our special guest, Echo Hutson,
Echo
Chief
Hutson.
Prosecutor, Montgomery County District
Thank you
Attorney's
for
Office,
coming
and
on.
candidate
Thank y'all for having
for
me.
Judge, County
Thank you.
Court 4. Look out for the election 2022.
Thank you.
We will see you next week on The Legal Fix.
The Legal Fix.
Like, subscribe, and comment.